Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening today. My name is Maloney, and I'll be presenting some exciting work on children and social virtual reality. On behalf of my two advisors, Dr. Freeman and Dr. Andrew Robb. Our paper is titled A Virtual Space for All, Exploring Children's Experience in Social Virtual Reality. Much of the literature surrounding children and virtual reality has focused on either educational, assistive, or medical technologies, so VR for pain management, VR for immersive education, and VR to help create tools for children with disabilities. Yet, few studies have focused on children in commercial virtual reality applications. However, children in virtual worlds have long appeared in HCI research and commercial platforms. These platforms are Neopets, Barbie Girls, Club Penguin, RuneScape, and they all have very playful designs and child-centric themes. So that takes us to social VR. Social VR refers to 3D virtual spaces where multiple users can interact with one another through a virtual reality head-mounted display. Similar to traditional virtual worlds such as Second Life and RuneScape, Club Penguin, etc., but entirely immersive. Popular platforms include VRChat, AllSpace VR, and Rec Room. On these platforms, both children and adults coexist and experience immersive social reality together. So to further explore children and adults in social VR, in this paper, we focus on two research questions. RQ1, how do minors perceive and interact with other minors in social VR? And RQ2, how do adults and minors perceive and interact with one another in social VR? Our methodology for this was participatory observation. The first author spent a total of 80 hours of participatory observation in AltSpace, Rec Room, and VRChat. He created an account on each platform, and these platforms were chosen as they were the most popular in prior work and had a broad range of diversity in terms of users and activities and events. The first author attended open public spaces and platform-specific events on each platform. Screenshots, video recordings, and observations, handheld voice notes, and field notes were captured during these periods of observations. The field notes were documented immediately after a specific observation session in a spreadsheet. Then the three authors collaborated to examine and review the themes. Our findings. Overall, social VR was an enjoyable play experience. Children really enjoyed virtual intimacy and emotional connection. And this was by way of hugs or fist bumps or jumping off a ledge and pretending to catch one another. There was also rich interactivity beyond gameplay. So very rich interpersonal communication in terms of sharing personal details about themselves or coping with COVID. There was also nuanced group behaviors. So groups of children exploring different avatar genders or collaborating together to learn. We also observed harassment and bullying. How do adults and minors perceive and interact with one another in social VR? Well, there were some barriers and tensions and frustrations of coexisting. So adults frequently said kids are everywhere and they're annoying. However, there was mutual learning. So minors, adults who perceive minors as equal, really enjoyed their presence, and there was a lot of cultural exchange. There was also social distancing between minors and adults, but it varied between platforms. Some platforms, adults and minors coexisted peacefully, and on other platforms, they chose to distance themselves to one another. There was also some inappropriate content and behavior for children, so harassment or adults sharing mature information, and we did observe an instance of virtual rape. So by way of conclusion, we want to highlight several implications of our work. First, our findings illustrate a few similarities between social VR and traditional worlds, such as the plethora of activities and high levels of engagement. However, the uniqueness of social VR seems to support the development of emotional and interpersonal connections among minors in a more immersive way. And we're not asserting that minors cannot develop emotional connections in traditional worlds, but our observations demonstrate that minors tended to perceive their interactions with other minors as even more real. So we also observed traditional harassment and bullying between minors in social VR. And regarding RQ2, adults and minors had a variety of frustrations with one another. And this is not new, as it is found in traditional gameplay between children and adults. However, due to social VR's immersiveness, adults were more noticeably upset because of the presence of minors disrupting their social experience. The unique interactions between adults and children are complex, and although we did not observe any verbal harassment between minors and adults, we did observe sexual harassment with little to no consequences for the assaulter. And it should be noted, out of 80 plus hours of observation, this type of behavior was only occurred once. Finally, based on our findings, we also proposed directions for social VR designed to better support children in social VR. So regular practice and implementation exiting VR, experiencing social VR together with loved ones and friends, and educating minors on digital literacy, and more safety implications for minors and cohabitation spaces with adults. We hope that our findings contribute to a better understanding of young people's engagement with technology and point to future directions for designing safer and more socially satisfying social VR experience for minors. Thank you very much. Happy to take questions.